24 hours ago, the U.S. House was debating an amendment that would have fundamentally changed the way the NSA can collect your information, from cell phone calls to email. The amendment was introduced by Grand Rapids area Congressman Justin Amash, who has been extremely critical of the government's snooping program. 24-Hour News 8's political reporter Rick Albin spoke with the congressman in Washington this afternoon.
He's joining us now, and this is a pretty high-profile case for a relatively new phase in Washington.
Really is. He managed the entire amendment. That's not really all that common. For one thing, the unusual coalition that he brought together to oppose the government spying was surprising. In the end, his amendment failed, but just barely, and he says the issue isn't over. Amash was opposed by an equally unlikely group that included the president and Republican leadership. He was supported by the primary author of the Patriot Act and a Michigan member from the east side of the state, not known for supporting conservative causes. As I watched the proceedings on the House floor yesterday, Congressman, it was kind of an alternative universe with the White House and Republican leadership, Speaker of the House on one side of an issue, you and Democratic Congressman John Conyers on the other side, along with others. Tell me what that was like for you as you were managing your amendment yesterday.
Well, it was one of my proudest moments to be able to go onto the floor and manage time and bring Republicans and Democrats together on one side of an argument, and to hear a real debate on the House floor. That's what the American people have been demanding, and I think they got to see Congress in real action in the way that it's intended to work.
What are your efforts going to be going forward?
We're going to keep pushing forward. There's some measures that will come through the Judiciary Committee. Representative Conyers and I have a bill called the Liberty Act, and that has over 40 co-sponsors, very bipartisan. It's split almost evenly between Republicans and Democrats. We expect legislation like that, if not that legislation, to go through Judiciary Committee and to get a full committee markup and hopefully come to the floor sometime within this term.
Social media comment sections exploded with support for the Amash Amendment, but it was strongly opposed by the leadership of his own party. And that may serve to further erode his standing in the majority. We're going to talk about that tonight at 6 o'clock.
Congressman Amash, he was recently stripped of his committee assignment by House leadership. This isn't a guy that really is interested in towing the party line.
No, that's exactly right. And in fact, it's something that is starting to get him recognized by more and more people around the country, the more libertarian frame of mind folks. Suffice to say, there are significantly more people right now from coast to coast who know the name Justin Amash than they did 24 hours ago. It's going to be very interesting to see what kind of coalitions he can bring together, and this is the important part, what kind of success he might have with those coalitions, because at some point in Washington, you have to be able to close the deal.
Yeah, it is such an interesting situation.
Yeah, really. Sure. Yeah, it was just amazing to watch it yesterday as you saw all of these different players who normally are not people working together, but yesterday they were.
Rick Albin, thank you.
Thanks, Rick.